I'm not going to indulge in negative personal attacks.
I am delighted to be here tonight with you, Joe. And I, too, want to avoid any personal attacks. I promise not to bring up your singing. So
I promise not to sing.
Okay. Good.
That's exactly how tonight's going to go. Only kidding. Ahead of tonight's first presidential debate, we're taking a look back at previous debates. There was Dick Cheney squaring off against Joe Lieberman. The year was 2000. Our next guest helped her dad, Dick Cheney, prepare for that. House Republican Conference Chair and Armed Services Committee member Liz Cheney. Congresswoman, welcome back. Those were the days, right?
Hey, Brian, great to be back. Wow, I mean, that's a trip down memory lane, and I can't believe that it was 20 years ago. But it was really special to watch, and I was honored to be part of the preparation for my dad for that.
It's safe to say both will not open up and say, I promise not to attack you personally, because I think it's going to be a lot of that. From the president's perspective, is there a line he should not cross?
Look, I think the American people want to hear substance. I think it's interesting. If you look at sort of the way that we prepared my dad for these debates, he worked really hard. We had disciplined practice sessions, and then he always took the day off right before the debate. And I have been watching Joe Biden. He's taken that to new heights. He seems to have taken every day off until this debate comes up. So he seems to be in a position where he's hoping to be very relaxed, but in all seriousness, the American people want to know what he's going to do for the country. He's managed to avoid having to answer questions. He won't tell us if he's going to stack the Supreme Court. He won't give people a list of his Supreme Court nominees. We've watched President Trump, particularly in terms of these nominations, fundamentally change the face of the federal bench, and that's going to last for generations, of course, with Justice Amy Coney Barrett, hopefully to be Justice Amy Coney Barrett. So those kinds of things where we have a track record, and the Biden campaign has basically kept Joe Biden in hiding. He's not going to be able to hide tonight.
On the word record, let's flash forward 4 more years. The vice president has somebody he doesn't know too well, John Edwards, in the Senate, where your dad was vice president. Here they are squaring off. Watch.
Frankly, you have a record in the Senate that's not very distinguished. You've got one of the worst attendance records in the United States Senate. Now, in my capacity as vice president, I am the president of the Senate, the presiding officer. I'm up in the Senate most Tuesdays when they're in session. The first time I ever met you was when you walked on the stage tonight.
Wow. So you got to show up. So it was direct, but it wasn't yelling. It wasn't personal.
Right.
Factual.
Well, yeah, factual. And, it's fascinating, Brian, because as I said, we did spend a lot of time working on the debate prep, going through binders, putting together answers. How do you get your answer into a 90-second clip? And both in 2000 and in 2004, the lines that people remember were lines that my dad, came up with on his own, sitting there at the table. And so I think that comes with sort of being relaxed, knowing the topic, and being able to listen to your opponent and respond to what the opponent is saying.
And Congresswoman, I think this is really preparation, what I'm about to say. You could look at Joe Biden's record and he could say, my whole career I've been a moderate. But what does that have to do with now? And you could say what you said in the debate was, when it comes to energy, getting rid of fossil fuels, getting rid of fracking. 2 months later, getting rid of fracking. Now he says, I'm not getting rid of fracking. People in Pennsylvania and Ohio are going to be listening for that. The president's got to prepare to hit him with, no, you didn't, yes, I did. You're better off knowing exactly what he said and when.
Right. That's exactly right. The other point I think you raised is an important one is the vice presidential debate, which will happen next week, is going to be hugely important this year. I think they're always important, but this year in particular, since you've had both Joe Biden and Kamala Harris say it's going to be a Harris-Biden administration. The American people are going to want to hear Kamala Harris explain to them why she wants to take away everybody's private health insurance, why she believes in a Green New Deal, why, in fact, is her voting record in the Senate the farthest left of any member of the United States Senate. She also has been hiding, and she's going to have to give everybody some answers, and I think that's going to be particularly important this year as well.
Well, thank you very much. You provide us a soundbite for next week's Monday show. I appreciate it.
Excellent.
Congressman, and you also helped us with this. It's good to look back and see when people were actually talking to each other and debating. Yeah. I think we're going to get a lot of yelling tonight. Congresswoman, thanks so much.
Thanks, Brian. Great to be with you.
All right, always great.